This here's for you.
And then we put a poem with it. No, it's not, I had a calf and that's half. It's Betsy. It's a horse, of course. She never climbed Wabanzi Hill nor pooped on a manhole cover. Never had to run a marathon or had an awesome lover. She never detasseled ivory corn in the brawless heat or rain. She never had a coat to love. She couldn't stand the pain. There are lots of things she hasn't done, like shopping at the mall. Never knew just what it was. She grew up in her stall. She never learned to party. They say that was a sin. And Mr. Ed was never welcomed at her house, so don't come in. Don't everybody worry. We think she will be all right. Just give her lots of love and tuck her in at night. How about that? Well, Jane, this next one here is for you. No, it's not I put her in the stall and that's all. It's about a dog. Growing up was easy. They told me what to do. I had chased a lot of sticks and balls. Even someone threw a shoe. I'm strong enough to pull a sled and smart enough to get the mail and big enough to stop a fight. I'm friendly. By the way, I wag my tail. Some days I would sleep in late and dream about the lake where I would chase Canadian geese, where I could swim and shake. The day I bit the mailman, I knew that wasn't smart. I thought I had a reason. He laughed when I would fart. Now I am too old to play and living day by day. I'm in this house you built for me, and here I think I'll stay. Well, Jane, I'll let you name the dog. Anyway, Mary, you're next. Of course, no, it's not a duck. It's about a gazoo. You never know just what to give. It can't do. Who gives homemade gazoos? Maybe there's a few. You're not very hard to play. You never blow, you hum. And when someone says, let's party, you're in the front row with some. They say they have been around 90 years or more. Their sails run hot and cold. I can't remember back that far because I'm not that old. Let's play a song that we all know, like Old MacDonald's Farm, with all the crazy animals from the house down to the barn. There are lots of different instruments that we could have learned to play, but some were too darn heavy to carry. No way. Okay? Well, gee, no, it's not about Shippy. It's about a golf ball. I am a ball, and I look like hell because I've been around and didn't realize how bad I looked until now. I've been lost and found. I started off with many pars and did light up the sky, and those who kept their eye on me, I showed them I could fly. They didn't know what club to use, so would grab the first in line and hoped I'd find the green, the one they had in mind. And now we're on the green and looking for the cut. And if I'm not putted well, it's hard to play catch up. It's tea time again, but I'll sit back. I'm getting old, as you can see. I've been there, did it all, and now I'm retiring on my tee. So from the mountain country we say bye-bye. Well, Betsy, you're next here. Yeah, this is about a pickle. I remember when you were young, about junior high, I think. After school, girls would stop at the Conoco for a drink. Some would have a Diet Coke and some would have something hot. But you would have a pickle that would last beyond Harold Rose parking lot. Oscar would come to meet you about halfway from your home if he could just get by that burger dog, the mailman, or a bone. So that's the way it was back then, coming home from school. We hope you enjoy this pickle that can play a tune and will not drool. Guaranteed. Enjoy it. You're next here, and it's about a tool. And this old house, a magazine we take for news, had a coupon in it that we can use. One per customer, and don't be late. I told Marge we had a date. I pulled up my stretch socks and sucked in my gut, for I looked like a clown. We headed to Harbor Freight Tool, which is an old downtown. We outran the cops as I knew that we could do, passed all the cars and fingered a few. We sound the handicap stall in haste, I knew there wasn't going to be much time to waste. I ran in and picked up this tool. I knew you needed it for school. I said, thanks, but it's not for me. It's for Brady. And it was free. How about that? Well, Betty, this here is for you. No, it's not a pelican. Tweety was a bird we once had, and when she was gone, we were all sad. You would line her cage with old newsprint and count the droppings as they would hit. Occasionally, you would let her out so she could fly and walk about. She may land on a curtain or a drape. We knew she was tough and was in good shape. Sometimes she would hit the lamp and drop to the floor, then fly to her cage to an open door. She knew she would be safe and covered at night with a towel or a sheet to keep out the light. After looking in Birds in Bloom magazine, I could not find one that was green. I know you would like another Tweety, but let's go with this one and call it Sweetie. That's it, bird dog. Hey, this next one is for you. It's about a calf. One Sunday, with nothing to do, you said, let's go to Jack's and ride a calf or two. So we did, and that was fine. But the calf could only take two at a time. So you grabbed the tail and hung on tight, and when the calf started to jump, that was a sight. She jumped the fence and ran down the lane, and we thought the calf was going insane. With two aboard and you behind, then we passed the city limit sign. Then you heard a moo and then a poop and said, that's when you went blind. The two fell off and you let go, and lo, you put on one hell of a show. Let's do it again, and that was fun. Only pick out an older cow, one that cannot run. How about that? Mary, let's take a trip to Colorado, should we? Here we go. Remember in the 50s when you were young, we always took a vacation, and that was fun. Loaded up the top carrier, trunk and all, and be across the Missouri River before nightfall. You would stand behind us and be our guide across Nebraska where the country is wide. Blowing tumbleweeds, fox and deer, we couldn't wait for Colorado to be near. All through the night you would stay awake and could see the mountains about daybreak. Then we stopped for gas and asked how far. They said it was 40 miles, that is by car. At 44th and Harlan, your cousins were ready to play. The trampoline was ready for a busy day. The mountains looked good, and the snow and all. The next day we drove up and had a ball. Been there about a week, and time to go home. But first, let's stop by DQ and get an ice cream cone. So Mary, lead the way. We are Iowa bound, and we'll come back next year, by the way it sounds. Bye-bye for now. Jenny, here next year. I'm just a kid. Here on Lincoln Avenue, you were 5 and small. That means it is school time this fall. We enrolled you in a school up north and knew that you would be fine. Your mother would drive you and get you there on time. You were ignored by the teachers and you did not like that, so you decided to run away and go see Pat. Sunderland, that is. You sat on her front doorstep and a phone call was made. It was a beautiful day here in the shade. Your mother came to get you and take you back to school and explain to you it was against the rule. But I know, Mom, it was not my fault. The teacher should understand I'm just a kid, not an adult. Wow.
Heated wipes relieves it.
Back in '46, when I was discharged from the Corps, the war was over. I wasn't needed anymore. So I packed up my things and may have forgotten a few and said goodbye to the Japanese girls that I knew. There were some souvenirs that I had kept in a box under my bed where I had slept. Then when I married and you girls came along, I let you play with this box, and maybe I was wrong. Mary took the letter opener that was sharp from the box and did not tell. She cut her finger and still has a scar. She knew if she told, she might catch hell. The rifles and swords were hung up high on the wall, and they knew why. They were not toys as they were told, but if they were good, they had a box of gold. Through the years as time went by, someone stole my box, and I don't know why. It went to Houston for a makeover of glass and frame, and I was surprised the way it came. So when you're in town and nothing to do, stop in and have a fat tire or two and see Dad's army box on the wall, because we have always enjoyed this. That's all. This one here is about a mail car. While looking for a good mail car, and they are hard to find, most of them have high mileage, they have left a lot of dust behind. They claim they could run forever, but we know that isn't true. I have restored this one of mine and made it look like new. On the road you're driving on the right, and the ditch you cannot see. The left lane is where the deer hide. Slowing down is the key. And when you hear a thump, it may not be a pretty sight. Pick it up and bring it in, and we will have a Roadkill Delight. How about that? This one here is people helping people. People helping people, it makes the world go round. As we get old and do need help to do things, we found. I have this gift for you for your garage and every day. It's people helping people. We thank you, Marge and Ray. Thank you very much, you guys. Thank you. Do you remember the time you went a-hunting for a possum? You said you'd get one who wouldn't be long. And here it is, 6 months, and I'm still here waiting, trying to remember if something went wrong. Where, oh where were you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love, but you met another and you were gone. The Coley Bridge. While riding my stationary bike, that's slower than the speed of smell, I was thinking about Shelby County, where I was born and raised some hell. Just 2 miles south of Coley, or maybe more, will take you to the farm and the toilet door. Underneath the Coley Bridge where I got my education, now there's a new one. Perhaps I can make the dedication. The old bridge had a floor of plank with a steel upright frame. Sometime the water would run deep. Of course, that's when it would rain. My dad would say, let's go to town. The Model T was ready and we were Harlan bound. Drop me off at Coley, I would say. I have friends there I have found. When memory keeps me company, I remember Jake and Minnie's store. They bought cream and eggs, and you could get a snack there and more. The West Nishnabotty ran through the town. It had a swimming hole that could be found. Your butt would be sore from sliding down, and we'd stay until the Model T came around. When we had some secrets that we would share. To tell somebody we would not dare. With 8 years of country school, what I learned was dull, but underneath that Coley Bridge, I knew I learned it all. How about that? And why not? Yes, this is a nose that grew and grew, and then it pointed down. It doesn't look very good on me, so I'll let you be the clown. Pinocchio has a nose that is made of wood and would trade it for one like this if he only could. You can wear it when you rob a bank or the night of Halloween. Join in with all the other creeps and really make a scene. And if you go to jail, don't worry much. The jail will turn you loose when you threaten to blow your nose and boogers bigger than a moose. You must wear this upside down when you need to take a drink, but be sure you turn it back in the rain or you may drown, I think. The nose is a special thing. It can separate air from snot. I bought this at Hallmark Discount Center for 60 cents. And why not?
That was easy.
Well, Jane, this here one is for you, and it's about a plate. When you have an inspiration and don't know what to do, just pick up a paper and a pencil and write a poem or two. This plate in Iowa near Lamar. No. He pulled and tugged and I finally won and I gave him a treat and that was fun. He got up and went on his way and was wagging his tail and said, "Have a good day." And I will. Now that I have this to give to you, to do something with it, I'll give you a clue. You can cover a mouse hole in your roof or wall, or a squirrel hole if it's small, or leave it in a Christmas sock, or hang it by the kitchen clock. You may be called a dumb cough if you should ever let it fall from the magic carpet you rented from the mall. But Mitch, why not wire it to your grill and drive around Montrose for a thrill? And if you do, turn in your key, because this plate retired at 11/12/03. How about that?
That was easy.
Well, Mary, this one here's for you. It's about old Muck. There is nothing that rhymes with duck, except a dog that Wilford had named Muck. Was bought on a farm sale and was not small. He got the doghouse dog collar, fleas and all. He was very friendly and would not bite, and did like everyone in sight. You could ride him as a horse, but your feet would touch the ground, of course. The sled could pull a sled in the deepest snow. Why he liked you best, who will know? He was much on eating grass. Seemed like it would give him gas. He had worms to pass around to all of his friends that we have found. Would drag his butt till it was sore right there on the kitchen floor. Don't know if he went to hell or not. Was buried near Jacksonville in a lot. And now that you have met old Muck, I'll bet you would sooner have a duck.
That was easy.
Well, Jenny, this is Shippy. If Shippy could talk, and she might say, "Let's go for a walk this beautiful day. And go by the pond and I'll have a swim and raise some ducks if they are in. And pop some corn and hope it's not burned. I'll do some tricks that I have learned. Now it's bedtime and I've had my treat. You can hear a chain of good nights echoing down the street. I don't know who, but they started to snore. My bed would shake forevermore, and I would dream of other dogs all through the night and count sheep until daylight. Then morning comes and I've got to poop. Don't need a bag, just bring a scoop. Now we know why did the rooster cross the road? Because he had to unload. A true story. Here's one here, twin beds. Do you remember how twin beds get started? With my research, it wasn't one that farted. It's hard to tell if snoring was the blame. If so, it could put someone to shame. And maybe it was someone's feet that were so bad I won't repeat. We can't blame it on the dog. He got run over last year in the fog. I don't know why I wrote this poem, but if you eat an onion, you'll sleep alone. Well, this one here is for Randy, and I thank him. I thank you for the things you have done, like lending your coat to some old bum. I appreciate the style you wear. It kept me warm as a sleeping bear. I know I didn't look dorky like I may have been, so I thank you over and over again. Thank you. Here's one here for Aldine. Frost free. Yes, I remember that cold, cold day at the Oda County Courthouse at 6 below. Aldine and I were working the day shift, thawing ice and scooping snow. A complaint from the upper level came down. The toilet seats were cold, we found. Now what can I do? I asked the chief. I don't think we can find a heating pad that's round. I remember I had some army socks, but where are they? I couldn't tell. I believe they're in that neglected gym bag. I'll use those if they can stand the smell. So I took my pony and drove on home. When I found those socks, they could stand alone. Then we slid them on the toilet seats in style. All we asked for as reward, a thank you and a smile. From the courthouse. Glenn Campbell was the lineman for the county, and Johnny Cash did walk the line. And we were the SWAT team from the courthouse, but the birds couldn't read our keep out sign. As they would fly all through the rooms, we were ready with our training and our brooms. The judge would help us knock them down from the drapes where the poop was found. Someone said, don't kill those birds, and you said we would let them fly out the door to the dumpster where I'm sure we let them die. The birds are a dirty thing. Think of all the germs they bring. We tried to keep the courthouse clean, and with our brooms we made a scene. So if you're ever in River City town, we won't be there, but look around. And if you should see a bird or two, just grab that broom. We left for you. Okay.